navigate topics through smoky estates with listeners gathered from near and from far. They share their perspectives like shining stars. The aroma of tobacco, a comforting blend as stories unfold without any end. Oh, the Cigar Loons, a gathering grand with Kurt, Grumpy, Matthew, and Gaz at command. From laughter and banter to serious thought, a cloud of opinions uniquely caught. They puff and they ponder, they rant and they rave. The Cigar Loons podcast, a smoky enclave. So light up a cigar and join in the haze with the Cigar Loons podcast through all of your days. A brotherhood formed in smoke-filled delight. The Cigar Loons podcast, burning ever so bright. Yeah, ever so bright.
Oh!
Let's effing go.
Oh, God.
Here we go.
There's a wolf on the loose.
Somebody lock me the fuck up. Holy Jesus Christ.
Woo-wee.
And we start.
Good evening.
And we start.
Hey, y'all.
Tell you what.
That's
Thanks everyone for watching. Gazzy's getting back in the woods. I'll see you next week. Gazzy's
Ain't got a clue where we're going to be after this, but good God, here we go.
So yeah, of course, we're live tonight. So welcome everyone. Of course.
Yeah, we're here.
Yeah, last week, of course, we went live because I was in the woods. We sit at the table, of course, doing cigars and stories. And great night I had with me and the guys. And of course, we were talking about everyday life, mental health awareness, men, and different things. And sitting smoking a cigar. So, of course, I had the Christoph 20th anniversary that I smoked. I smoked the Charter Oak. And then I come back and joined, of course, Kate and Grumpy and had another cigar. And yeah, another Christoph. I smoked about 4 cigars that day. So it was a busy day. It was. But
I
of
like
course,
those days.
Oh, I don't mind them days. It's just, dang.
I just can't afford 4 cigars a day for very long.
I can't in England. So, like
Yeah,
I say,
no. Not at those prices.
well, no, I might even start a GoFundMe. Gazzy's GoFundMe. Only joking.
Hey,
Only
hey.
joking. Yeah.
Yeah, all jokes aside, though, you see over here some of the numbers people are getting in GoFundMes and see what they're for.
Mm.
Talk about ridiculous.
I
Yeah,
remember.
you could get one for cigar collection. I'd try it.
Well, I saw ages ago on, of course, TikTok. There was a guy fishing, and this guy comes down, and he knows him. And he goes, "Oh, I'm singing for ages." He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "I've got, of course, stomach cancer. I'm really bad, but I can't pay for the surgery in the States." So they set him a GoFundMe up. $2.5 million.
Yeah, that's your cover.
The guy hadn't even got fucking cancer. He lied his fucking arse off and did a runner with the fucking money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, but yeah. But talking of stuff anyway, of course. Oh, Eddie Hall. What a naughty, naughty boy you've been in Stoke-on-Trent.
I saw that.
I think, if anything, it's going to damage your cigars. The Beast by Rebellion Cigars doesn't put a good stead on him that last bit of the video. But of course, Eddie has come out and spoke today online and shown his images from his CCTV, and I think it's always going to be one of these of Eddie will tell his side,
Anyhow.
The guys are gonna tell their side, and it doesn't put Eddie in good light. Now, if people buy cigars, people buy cigars. But to me, when you see somebody that angry, I'll fucking jaw you out and all this, doesn't put him in a
Said
good
he's
stead
gonna
of light
rip
to
their
sell his
fucking
cigars.
head off.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, but I
So-
mean, you know, staying neutral as far as a fan of the cigars, this, that, and the other, because I don't know a whole lot about them. But as far
Mhm.
as going off like that, I mean, I look at the way we are in society today, and people can call me crazy or out on another realm somewhere if they want to, but there's been a spiritual shift worldwide. I mean, you look at how people are treating each other nowadays. It doesn't matter what you post on social media. Somebody's going to argue with you. Somebody's going to disagree. Somebody's going to call you some name, you know. And it didn't used to be this way, you know. There's been a spiritual shift in the way we treat each other, and it's not been a good one. And we've got people out here just like him. You know, he's got his cigars and all. Who's to say he don't have people that don't like him, who are setting out to create these kind of situations, knowing, you know, what people are going to think, just like what we're talking about. You know, who's to say? You know, we can't jump conclusions. I mean, like I said, I don't know a thing about much about his cigars and him and all that. I don't, and that's just being honest. But
Yeah.
I mean, you see what I'm smoking, you know, tonight. Well, they dug their own hole. You know,
Yep.
that fella dug his own hole with his mouth. You know, so
Yes, he sure did.
repercussions, okay, but I mean, I just think that some of this stuff, though, we got to step back and take a look at it before we jump in. You know,
It's all that.
exactly.
Grumpy. It's all that having a phone,
Yeah.
having that power to see everybody's life on social
Mhm.
media, finding people's addresses, like of course finding Eddie's, who lives in
Yep.
Stoke-on-Trent, not myself. He went straight direct outside of his house. Now, don't get me wrong. He's
Yeah.
a big cigar smoker. He's gone with Rebellion, English company, to have his cigars made. Are they going to be great? I don't know. From what I've smoked at Rebellion, they haven't agreed with me, and I don't like the cigars. And I'll just put it there. I'm not a fan of Rebellion cigars. They don't do it for me. I know a lot of other people who smoke Rebellion cigars. They said they're not great. But I know now, with them being in the American market, a lot of people in America are enjoying them. To me, okay, they've got some great names. Like we said, AC/DC, Shoot Me All Night Long, Voodoo Child, Jimi Hendrix. But my point is, you've got them cigars. Is he paying any royalties? Well, that's a different show, of course.
Yeah,
We know that
yes,
anyway.
man.
Yeah.
Another rabbit
But-
hole.
Yeah,
Now,
but this
I will-
this
I will-
over Eddie, he's a celebrity. We know how celebrities are in the States. You put a camera in the face, get the fuck out my face. You've only got to look at. I think it was Tom Hanks wanted. Tom Hanks was walking with his wife, and somebody bumped into his wife, didn't they? And Tom Hanks went fucking ballistic about bumping
Yeah.
into his wife. It's pretty much the same here, but you've also got to think when you're a celebrity, you're gonna have people coming out your house trying to find you. They're gonna want pictures of you. Could they have done it at a reasonable time? Yeah, but of course, each one of them, and to me, I think you've got one on this story, one side of this story. Whose story's right? Is Eddie in the right? Are these people in the right? The police will find out because the police are involved now. The police are going to gather the evidence. If Eddie's in the wrong, Eddie's in the wrong. If these guys are in the wrong, they're in the wrong. It's just one of them. But of course, what are you smoking tonight? I know, of course, Grumpy's already shown. What
is that?
Yeah. What? Yeah. So Grumpy's already shown us a cigar, which is a Gurkha, of course. Oh, fuck me. Oh, welcome to the crazy train. Crazy. That's where it goes. Yep. Right. So, Matthew, what cigar have you got on this crazy train of a fucking shit show tonight, my brother?
I've got the Feral Unico series by Drew Estate.
And Kate, what have you got
Very
for
nice.
the crazy train show, my brother?
Well, in honor of the Dire Wolf episode, I was going to go with the Circle of Life, talking, a whole 10,000 year circle, but I went ahead and went with the Guardian of the Farm. This is a 6x44 size, and it's quite pleasant.
Yeah, I've aged you like them small. You don't like them too big.
This was I like the I'm going to shut up, but this is attractive.
If it's over a 60 ring gauge, it's classified as a toy, not a cigar.
But no, we hope everyone, of course, enjoyed last week's video, where, of course, it was recorded, and we did, of course, the Circle of Life by West Tampa.
Yeah.
Of course, I smoked
His
the
fault
Black
we
by
wasn't
West
here.
Tampa. Yeah, you know something? That was a great review, and thank you to everyone who liked it, of course, on YouTube, and also on Rumble, and also on Spotify. We are sorry, of course, to our audience there over on Instagram. We couldn't get the video posted, but if you want to find it, you can go and find it, of course, on our Facebook group. It is there. Or go and watch it on YouTube, of course. But we hope you enjoyed it. Like I say, Cigars and Stories was great. I had a great time. And a lot of great cigars to smoke that night. Because, like I say, with mine. So, one of the guys who was a new cigar smoker. And I want to get Matthew's point on this. Because I got Kate's and I got yours, Grump. But for a new time cigar smoker, never smoked a cigar before, he smoked an Oliva Series V Milano. His first cigar.
We shared the thoughts and opinions about. That's not exactly the cigar I would give to anybody for their very first one out of the gun, and it ain't because of the strength of the cigar.
No.
I mean, that's a very nice cigar. It's not a cheap cigar. It's not overly expensive, but it's not cheap. To not know if you're gonna like it or anything, man. I mean, there's better roads to start on.
Just want to say hi, of course, to Mr. Tobacco G Sticks, Jesse. He's put much love, brothers. So I hope, Jess, we're okay,
Jesse?
brother, and staying safe. But yeah, you know something, for being a first-time cigar smoker, and I'm not going to mention his name, but he was a nice bloke, and I had a good chat with him. He smoked the cigar straight down to the last bit of the nub and really enjoyed it. And he's like, wow, he enjoyed this cigar. Didn't throw his ring up, didn't get the nicotine rush or nothing. He really enjoyed it. So he had that. There is some flavour. Few cigars, of course, that were around. So some of the vanilla and different things. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, you were breaking up a little bit there.
It's fine now, but
So of
I
course,
lost y'all and
we had
everything for a minute.
Oh, we had the flavoured vanilla cigars, of course, and then Daz, of course, as everyone's met from Sit at the Table. Daz was smoking the Porcelain by Black Label Trading Company. So, of course, his girlfriend, his partner, she brought it over from the States because, like I said to Daz, it's a shame this Black Label Trading Company now is ceased in the UK. We can't get the cigars no more. And as soon as I saw it, I was like, what do I swap him out to my cigars that he's going to enjoy? And then I looked at my cigars and I was like, nah, I ain't swapping. So I didn't swap his cigar for it. But he enjoyed it. He said it was a great cigar. But anyway, of course, chat and light, and that's what we call the show tonight. I know, of course, Kate's been eager and really battering my head and battering Gumpy's and battering Matthews with that ram. Come on, brothers, when we're going to do a direwolf show? Come on, brothers, when we're going to do a direwolf show? Kate, you're up about the direwolves next evening. So the direwolf, Kate, we've heard the same story, bro. Next night, so the direwolf. So we decided we're going to do something on direwolves tonight and let Kate have his say. So, Kate, before we get into the cigar news and our normal ramblings and then going down the big, massive rabbit hole that me and Grumpy keep digging and taking everyone down. Let's go on about how the direwolves. So come on, brother.
Well, when we talk about the dire wolf, we're talking about a apex predator that was created by name of the company is Colosso Biosciences. They classify themselves as a de-extinction company. So the last estimated dire wolf was right around 10,000 years ago. So how do you get DNA that's preserved that long? Most of the stuff, I can't remember the exact name of the tar pits, but most of the dire wolf skulls and skeletons have been found in these tar pits where they all fell in and died. But they did find one near there, I guess, in a creek, and it was a skull. They said it to be a dire wolf. It was 72,000 years old, and we're able to extract some form of some portion of the chain of the DNA. Also, I think they found a tooth, which was about 10,000 years old. So they were able to piece that. But basically, they mapped it off of the gray wolf genotype, the gray wolf's DNA, and they took out certain portions of that, and the portions of the dire wolf that they had, they inserted it in there, and they were put in a surrogate canine. I don't know what kind of dog it was put in, but they have 3 pups now. Their names are Romulus, Remus, and Calicia. So the 2 males are 6 months old. Currently, they're 80 pounds and about 4 feet long, and the female's only 3 months old. But at full maturity at 18 months, they're expected to be 6 feet long, around 150 pounds, they say. So much bigger than the gray wolf. Now this company is based out of Dallas, Texas, but these wolves were born and placed on a preserve in the northern part of America. And I know Gaz has been, we haven't seen much of him in our Discord group because for like the last 10 days, I think he said he spent about 11 hours a day scouring Google Earth trying to find this 2,000 acre compound.
I
Gaz,
wasn't. I was
have
watching.
you had any luck locating the dire wolf?
No, I was watching She-Males on Pornhub. I didn't know how to look up direwolves, my bro.
Oh my god! Oh my fucking god!
And I will
What is
point
that?
out.
Confused with street meat.
I will.
Confused with street meat.
20
I will
minutes.
point out that
It took 20 minutes.
In honor of tonight's dire wolf episode, Gaz is drinking a White Claw.
Oh, you fucking white claw. Iron Maiden trooper all the way. Proper beer. Fucking white claw, I tell you. No, you know something.
I don't know.
I'm jacking them up,
found
buddy.
out. So
Fierce.
the pit's what you're on about. Of course, they were finding the fossils, and they were obtained from the Rancho La Brea tar pit in Los Angeles. So that's of course the pitch kid that you're on about, where they found them. And it's crazy when you think, but I just want to say hi to, of course, Lewis Cigars. So I up to Lewis Cigars. I up to, of
What's
course,
up, Lewis?
Sanjay Patel. So SP1014 Cigars. Of course, I live to Future Tobacco as well, watching us on Instagram. So thank you for tuning in. But yeah, you know something? You just look at the pictures, and of course, the pictures were going around, and it's the Game of Thrones, of course, the chair and the wolves on it. But fuck me, they're going to be some big ass beasts. They are. And where was the ranch kid? Did you say again in the States?
Well, it's at an undisclosed location. One of the guesses that I read out there, it's somewhere in North Dakota, because I guess there's some Indian tribes in the northern part of North Dakota that expressed some interest of wanting to have these wolves on their land. So, but no one really knows where it is. It's a 2,000 acre preserve. They have a full-time staff that take care of the wolves. I even went to their website today, and they have a PDF there of their whole protocol for taking care of them. What happens if they escape The first thing is remain calm. They do have weapons with sharpshooters on site. Supposedly, if I'm waiting for them to escape. They're going to show up in Yellowstone one day, I think.
All I'm gonna say, and Matthew knows straight away where I'm coming from. Matthew, come on, my brother. We know what we've got to say.
What?
Don't
Jurassic Park?
Don't go fucking with nature because you're gonna have a Jurassic Park on your hand.
We've had like 6 fucking movies to tell us how bad of an idea this is.
And he's still good, dude.
Well, I guess that's my question to you. Are we playing with something we shouldn't play with? I mean, look at Dolly the sheep. We made a sheep, so it's basically the part of the process they use is the same way they made Dolly the sheep when they cloned it. So they're doing some, it's some cloning involved, but the
yeah, but kid, if you go from that,
are we playing with stuff
right,
what's that?
Even going from that, look at 8 Days, Arnold Schwarzenegger, where they cloned Arnold and brought Arnold back. You go fucking with sheep and cloning sheep. Okay, I get it. You just brought up the direwolves. And you just said, are we playing with something we shouldn't be playing with? What's stopping them from cloning a human? What's stopping them from cloning a human?
Or
I mean, they're cloning people's pets that have died. This is like a normal fucking thing now. Like, was it Barbra Streisand had her dog cloned like 18 times or something stupid like that?
What? What the fuck did you find that shit? I never seen that.
Dude,
it's on the internet, man.
Take this one. Take this one into consideration. What if? And I'm like, is it good or bad? I'm like, they're extinct for a reason. Leave it alone. What happens? What happens when these guys they get this notion that they're going to go back into the evidence lockers and all that the Nephilim, the giants, and things that were here? What if they decide to go back into some of that and they take DNA or whatever samples they have from them? What if they try to re-engineer that? And here we go again.
Yeah.
You got 20, 30 foot tall men walking around. What you gonna do with that?
Get a really good sling?
Some things need to be left alone. They're extinct for reasons.
It makes me laugh though, because Lewis Degazi just put here on, of course, Instagram. This is how the world ended. Didn't anyone watch Jurassic Park?
Yeah. Like, Jesus. They keep making it over and over again, as if in warning, and yet we're still going to do it.
Yes.
Or is it a simple question? Are we correcting the mistakes through science and technology? Now, are we correcting the mistakes that were made?
God doesn't make mistakes, brother.
Ecologically, 10,000 years ago, are we correcting
what he said? What he said.
Good.
I'm playing the devil's advocate here.
Clearly,
came,
your horns are showing.
End of. Dinosaurs went. Why bring dinosaurs back? Why bring the woolly mammoth back? Why bring fucking the megalodon? Whatever the fuck you want to bring back? Jeez.
Megalodon's still here, brother.
I just want to say, remember what Matthew just said there? God don't make mistakes. Just keep that in the back of your mind, because one of these days I'm going to take you in that rabbit hole and we ain't getting out until you see it. Just remember what he said. God don't make mistakes.
My take on the whole direwolf thing is that I think it's cool that they made them and stuff, but it's not a real... To me, from what I've looked at, I can't say, this is a real direwolf. There's no way that we're going to definitively know this is an actual dire wolf. I mean, they made a big ass wolf, bigger than anything that we have. But and who knows how they're going to act? Are they hunting on their own? Are they feeding them? Are they that natural apex predator? Are they letting them do that on that 2,000 acre preserve?
Did they make them all female like they did in fucking Jurassic Park? Because that worked out good.
No, there's two males and a female.
So now. Did I think I read it, but did they not use the gray wolf
Yes.
And so they're actually starting with somewhat of a hybrid, trying to work their way back to the purebred. Is that the
From
the gist of it all?
From what I read today and the research I've done over the past couple months, is they started with the gray wolf genome or the DNA, but
Right.
what the pieces of the dire wolf that they were able to extract, they pulled those sections out of the gray wolf and inserted the dire wolf, so they genetically modified it. And then so there you have it. I mean, it's a big. They're
Right.
white, like the dire wolves. I guess they, for whatever reason, they're white, much larger. I don't think they act any different than any other wolf as far as prey.
Right.
And from the dire wolf, I think the next one on the list is the woolly mammoth. I would like to see a woolly mammoth. I'd like to see one. So,
Yeah. I mean, the good thing about woolly mammoth is, they're huge and they used to be a really big source of both fur and food. So,
And they say the woolly mammoth is, I think it's 99.6% identical to the Asian elephant, not the African elephant, but the Asian elephant. So I don't think it's that far of a jump to make the woolly mammoth and insert that, that DNA in there. Put some fur on it. Who knows? They may already have some in Russia. We just don't know about them. I don't know.
Right.
Cool. I know, of course, man. We mentioned about giant people. Of course, Lewis Cigars put NFL football wouldn't be the same. You know what I'd like to see?
Oh boy,
I like to see Bigfoot. But it ain't gonna fucking happen.
Well, he's around.
Ain't gonna fucking happen. It ain't. I just, something. It'd be nice to see these wonderful things that we've heard in storybooks, of course, the woolly mammoth, the saber-toothed tiger, velociraptors, T-Rex, different animals. But something with me, you modify something, you change the genome of it, you're adding bits and bobs to it. It's never going to be a full direct descendant of what it originally was. There's always going to be something, and what takes that, if you're trying to get away from the killer instinct in an animal and take that out by modifying it,
you can't.
That you can't. It's still going to be a killer. And these dire wolves, as soon as they get bigger, they're going to get out. And if they see somebody, they're probably going to kill them. You imagine a kid
going to be
getting
some
loose.
Siegfried and Roy shit. I'm telling you.
You imagine a kid getting loose and a kid being in that nature reserve where they are. Bye. She gone. He gone.
Some Siegfried and Roy shit right there.
I think it's a pretty remote location, but I cannot believe that there is not somebody out there with some money traveling around trying to find this preserve. 2,000 acres in the northern states, probably North Dakota. It may not be that hard to find. Do some with the technology with Google Earth and the recent satellite images. I mean, you might even spot one, Gaz, as you continue your research.
Well, I've noticed I've been looking on my research and I put your address in. There's been some new gating being put up and all these new cigars, Kate. Do you want to tell us something, my brother? You like? Oh, look, we can see the ears of the dire wolf. There we go.
Here she is.
Yep, there's the little dire wolf right there.
She has been genetically modified through the ages to be 8 pounds. That does not know she's 8 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, Black Blue, not Rocky. But now something. Great little conversation there. And of course, we all really, really looking forward to what we've got coming up this year, and of course this month. And keep your eyes open because Lewis Cigars is going to be joining us. So we're going to have Lewis Cigars joining us. So that's going to be a great time. Louis.
Yes, sir.
And of course,
Yippee-doo.
we're going to be live on a Sunday on another podcast. What the hell's going on there, my brothers? We're going to be live on a different podcast.
Moving somewhere into the world, up or down, I'm not sure.
It's going to be
We're
crazy,
moving.
crazy. It's going
It's
to be
just a
crazy.
one-time thing.
Hey, that's what you think.
That's what
Well,
they
I mean,
always say.
the Sunday thing was probably just a one-time thing, but it may not
yeah,
be.
but- Wow.
You know,
We'll find out. But I do apologise for my comments about, of course, looking on Pornhub at Gmails and getting street meat wrong. I was trying to find cigars called street meat, and it came up with different
Why are we
websites.
bringing this up again? brother, put the shovel down. Put the shovel down.
it's got magnets in his hands, man. He can't put it down.
Damn it, man.
I don't give no fucks.
There's
I
like
know
two things
Gaz
in the world
is.
you're not allowed to make fun of. Chill out.
I know Gaz is really looking, and there's been talk of the Tasmanian tiger bringing that back. I know Gaz is really looking forward to that one. That's probably a few years out. But
Wait, we talking
and
about like
and the dodo
Taz?
bird.
Like that guy?
Yeah, there's a Tasmanian tiger that almost looks like a dog, or it's
Man,
got kind
tiger
of
then.
yeah, it's and then the dodo bird. We can't leave out the dodo bird. We're talking about bringing that back. I don't know what the purpose of that is though. I didn't get that far.
They want to see if it's really that stupid, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, we can point them in the right direction with DNA from stupid people, can't we? We know plenty of them.
Yeah, no doubt.
He's picking up that shovel again. Dang it!
I told you there's magnets in his hands. He can't
It's
let it
that.
go.
You shouldn't give me English beer. It does something weird to me.
Put down that
we
white
had
claw.
anything to do with it.
You can show him the white claw can, Gaz. It's okay.
I haven't
yeah.
got a white claw can. I ain't no woman. And I'm not being sexist or anything. I'm not.
Oh, said every person that just
See?
said something sexist.
See what I mean?
don't-
He can't put
don't-
the shovel down.
Jesus
Oh.
H.
Well,
Christ.
I eat upon Stanley cigars, of course. So
Thank for everybody watching. This is clearly going to be our last night live. Jesus H. Criminy.
It's only taken 2 years to try to shut us down. We're still here. We're still going.
You're still going, that's for sure.
Yeah, but that ain't been YouTube trying that shit for 2 years. That's been other people. too.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But no, you know something. We're only having a laugh and half, and this is just how we are, of course. Having a laugh and having a joke. Yeah.
It actually
do it,
gets
of course.
worse
You do
in
it. Yep,
Discord
Cigars
and
Unbanded.
WhatsApp. It gets worse. What's up, Cigars Unbanded?
Cigars Unbanded.
How you doing?
So, of course, at the
Cheeks.
moment, I know, of course, you're smoking your cigars. Before we go into other stuff, but Kate, how's that, of course, Aganosa going for you, my bro?
This is actually my first guardian in the farm, and I was so wrapped up in the dire wolf tonight. I don't know the exact makeup of this cigar, but it is very pleasant. I'm really enjoying it. I've been wanting to try it for a while, and I picked some up just for this dire wolf segment that we were doing, and I really like it. So I got so wrapped up in the dire wolf, I don't even have a jacked up lyrics tonight.
Oh, I can find one.
That's
No,
easy
we're
to
good.
find, man. That takes about 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Matthew, how's that feral going for you, my bro? Because if anybody saw the
it-
show, do you think we're a bit feral? We would tonight.
That's why I picked it. I had a feeling about
Yeah.
tonight. This is a damn good cigar. It's in the Unico series. It's like right along the lines of a 9 or a T52. I think it's more like the 9 in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's got loads of cocoa, a little bit of pepper, good smoke output. Just a fantastic cigar.
Cool. And Grump, of course,
Yeah,
our big Gearka fan.
And I'm telling you, I'm like Kurt. You know, I didn't even bother to look up the specifics, and you know, this is like maybe the third one out of that 5-pack that I got. I mean, you know, and let's just say that I paid $16 for a 5-pack of these. I won't say where,
Yeah.
but for $3 a piece, you can't beat this. It's
No.
chocolate, espresso. It's a nice earthiness. Has a good fermented taste to it. When we make our list up at the end of the year, don't be surprised if I don't at least talk about it. It might not make it, but this will probably be one of the ones I'll push for toward the end of the year. It's a really pleasant cigar, nice draw, nice output, smoke output.
Yep.
I really enjoy it. These three are the first three I've had of these. This is totally new one to me.
Well, I know, of course, we've got some people watching on different social media, of course, on Insta, of course, on Rumble, and also keep popping in and out on YouTube. But what would you like to see is a list? Would you like to see, of course, boutique one night and then the next week we do premium? Or would you like to see just boutique that we are all about? Because we've been talking about this, haven't we? We've been chucking it around. Yeah, we'll do 10
Yeah.
boutique. Yeah, we'll do 10 premium. Now, do people want to see more of the premium or do you want to see more of the boutique? Because it's always great to ask and see what our audience wants us to do, because we want to be aiming to what our audience want to watch. And I know, of course, we smoke a lot of different cigars, like, of course, AJ Fernandez, premium, Alec Bradley, premium. Then we look at, of course, Aganorsa, more boutique. We look at West Tampa, more boutique. We look at, of course, Honeybee, boutique, and so
Belladonna.
forth. So, yeah, Belladonna as well. Of course,
Belladonna too,
Chantal.
man.
Yeah, and I know we smoked a lot. Look at, of course, Lewis cigars as well. Lewis cigars are going to be down on that boutique end as well. And
I'm sure, yes. Yes.
yeah, it's whatever you guys want us to do. But of course, if you got any ideas, then by all means shoot us a message in the comments and stuff, and we'll get it around. But I just want to say hi, of course, to Joel the third as well. So, and then of course, Smoke Surrender 24. He's just joined on Instagram. But hello to everybody.
Welcome.
So yeah, you know something.
Welcome.
A lot of different things, of course, coming up in the news at the moment that I've seen, and of course we've been told now there's Wisconsin may open the door to new cigar bars, and then of course is what happened in the news. We've seen now there's cigar bars have finally been allowed in Louisville. So of course, Kurt, I'll go to you first. What do you think about this now with the bars opening up in Louisville and getting more new bars in Louisville for cigar lounges, of course, and then about Wisconsin now joining and them looking at getting cigar bars? Do you think it's getting better for the cigar bars and states are going to change, or do you reckon they'll be here for so long and then they'll disappear?
No, I mean, I think if there's a market for it, and I think there is a market for it, I don't understand why these municipalities and these small communities can think that they can control that. These are grown ass people that, they want to enjoy a cigar. I mean, look at the Kentucky Derby. How many people you see smoking a cigar at the Kentucky Derby or afterward? It's I don't know. It just, I was not aware that in the city of Louisville that they didn't have any, which just kind of blows me away. This is 2025, but if they're opening it up, that's a great thing.
Yeah, it's a good thing to see in the States. And as you guys know, of course, here in the UK, there's not many here. You've got to go to London. Some of the hotels have got the bars or different things. There's not many. It's like you can't go from one place in Stoke, go to London, then go to Fenton, go to Hanley, go to Beers, and go to wherever, and there's a cigar bar. There isn't. There's none in the whole of Stoke-on-Trent. There's not a single one. travel half an hour. Like I said, you got one in Derby. Then from Derby, you've got to go to the big places like Liverpool, of course. You've got to go to London, Scotland, and that's where ours are. So it's a good thing to see. But Grump, what's your
Yeah.
take, of course, on Wisconsin and Louisville and the cigar bars them are coming?
Well, I'm kind of, I'm not supposed to be, but kind of envious because uh, one of the things I've always wanted, myself, uh, is just a nice little cigar shop, with accommodations, to be able to sit and enjoy a cigar, check out the TV, the whole lounge thing, but not necessarily, the full bar and all that, but just, something small and quaint. I'm here in small town America. And while I am, that I just don't feel like with the economy and the things around down here, I don't really feel like that would support what I really want to do as far as a cigar shop, with your pipes and pipe tobacco, and that's it. None of the vapes, none of the D8, D9, none of the just cigars and pipes and pipe tobacco. And that's what I want to do, but I just don't feel like, I'm glad they have, and I see it, becoming more and more of a thing. I don't know how long it would last, but I do see it getting more and more popular. But I have to look at it realistically. I would be hard pressed to even, get a good cigar store open here as much as I want to. But I think it's gonna. I think it's gonna be a thing. Like I said, I don't know for how long. Sometimes you have trends and fads; they come and go. Sometimes you have something that hits and it sticks. So I'm anxious to see myself, where the outcome's going to be.
Yeah, what about you, Matthew? What's your take on this with Louisville now having more cigar lounges opening up, and of course Wisconsin?
Yeah, I think, well, for Louisville especially, I think it's a great thing, especially because of all the distilleries that are in and around Louisville, and the the correlation between cigars and whiskey. I think that's a great combination. It's going to be good business down there. Up here in Cleveland area, I have plenty of choices of places I can go smoke a cigar, and if I bring my own whiskey, I can drink it. And some of them will have coffee for free or whatever. Some of them have espresso that you can pay for. That's nice. There's not any bars that do cigars here. Columbus, there is at least one. But yeah, I think it would be great if there were more options for that. Because there are a lot of guys that want to just sit and sip, and give you, they want to give you their money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
So I mean, it can't be bad for business. I don't know if it. I can't imagine it being bad for the cigar industry either. So.
No, this is the thing. I can't see it being bad for the cigar industry. But I just want to go on another side note, of course. And we're still talking cigar news, but of course, yesterday, as I posted in our Discord, and I said about the prices, of course, of Southern Draw going up. So they finally, of course, announced the cigars are going to be going up. We're going to see, of course, a shortage in their stock, of course, of the fire at AJ's factory.
Yeah.
Do you reckon that's a bit of a killer to these smaller companies who've been using AJ to now? Of course, the tariffs are straight in. They're still trying to, of course, get the stock back and putting money to get new stock for the stock they've already lost. And now, of course, the tariffs on top. Do you reckon we're going to see some of these smaller companies maybe wave and disappear beyond the under, or do you reckon we're still going to have them? So I'm going to go with you on this one, Matthew, before I pass it over to Kate and Grump.
Sure, I think so. it's tough. So some of the really smaller companies that were like using AJ's tobacco or blenders or whatever, I could see maybe having some trouble. But like, you know, Southern Draw has a name. They've built themselves a good brand. I don't see them having trouble staying open. The price increase is going to be an issue. You know, that it might slow down some of their sales, but 10% when you look at it is really not that drastic. You know, in California, their sales are probably going to drop because there's like a 50% sales tax there on cigars.
Yeah.
But like,
I don't know.
yeah, I don't see it affecting them too horribly. I saw another company. I can't freaking for the life of me think of what it is, and my lookup computer over here died. So there, I did see another brand that said they were
It's
going
probably
to increase their
Foundation.
prices. Yeah, I think that's what it was. They also said
Yeah,
they're
no
going to
Foundation.
increase their prices 10%. So, not
Yeah, I
again,
know
10%
Foundation
is
are.
not
I
a
know, of
killer.
course. No, I know Don Barton Tobacco have already put their cigars up, and we're going to see another 10%
Yeah, their
increase on
cigars
that.
are already expensive, in my opinion, anyway. But
Yeah.
Yeah, he put it. I think he put the prices up a couple of months ago on their cigars, and then of course now with this 10%, it's to me it's whether or not we're going to be impacted on this over here in the UK. And like I said, I'll pass it over to you and then Kate, and pass it over to Grump, because as you know now, the cigars on this track and trace system are going to go from company to depot, from depot to importer in the UK, then to shop. Now, if you're sending the cigars from, say, Nicaragua, your depot is in Miami. There's your 10% tariff. Then that has got to come then from Miami to London. Then, of course, customs, excise, all them charges that go on cigars, as we know here in the UK. Then the importer decides what price he wants to sell it. So there's another price increase. Then the shop put it up to get their price point back. You're looking at a fair whack of a cost to UK. And we've already said before we were off what cigars I'm getting tomorrow, and the price point, and it's like, whoa, okay. It's a crazy thing that we've got to look. But of course, I'll go to you first, Grump, and I'll go up to Kate. What do you reckon on about what I've been saying, of course, about this 10% being whacked on, and these companies that have been really hit, of course, with the cigars being lost through the fire, AJ's factory, are we going to see maybe some of them stepping away? Are we going to see some of them still carrying on? What do you reckon, bro? What do you reckon on this?
I would think, as sad as it is, I believe some of the lesser knowns that were caught in the crossfire of everything that are just trying to come up and get in. You know, they were sourcing their tobacco and now their sources burn up. So they're struggling with that. And then, you know, you got the tariffs coming in on top of that. And like I said, 10% is not that extravagant
Tennille.
as long
No.
as people don't start getting greedy on the corporate and the business side of things and keep plugging at it. But I do feel like there's going to be some that as sad as it is, they may fall by the wayside because, like I said, it's kind of a double whammy. And
Yeah.
like Matthew said, Southern Draw, you know, we've heard of them. They got their name established. I don't think they may have some setbacks. They may have some slowdowns, but somebody like them, I don't see closing the doors, you know. But now there are some, like I said, just up and coming. They've got their supply whacked by a fire. And now you got tariffs that are going to put another 10% on top of things. That may be a little more than some of the lesser knowns can withstand. And that's, you know, my opinion only. And they may all prove me to be wrong, and I pray they do, because I don't want to see any of them have to close up. I mean, if I were able to make my dreams come true and get that far in this, in this community, I would hate to see it come to a crashing end that quick in that way. But I pray it don't happen to any of them. But you can't predict it, but it's not looking the brightest.
Yeah, just want to say, of course, a quick hi to Redalia. So, I hope Redalia, hope you're okay.
What's up,
Thanks for coming
Redalia?
in. Long time no see. We hope you're okay, sister. We do.
Yeah.
But Kate, I'm going to go up to you now and get your take on this, of course, and see what you think on all this, my brother.
I think that I don't know. I see the argument where some of them are going to be affected, but I think some prices are going to go up regardless whether there's a tariff or not. Each year prices go up on everything. So I don't know if this is another label that people can use. We got to put the prices up. I've got a prediction. I think, and I don't know if it's going to come true, but I have a strong feeling about it. I think there's going to be a major cigar company out there that's going to come out and announce that, hey, we're going to eat these tariffs. We're going to eat the price. We're not going to raise the price of our cigars. And I think that would be a brilliant marketing move with the State of the Union, if you will, now around all the talk about tariffs. I think that'd be a brilliant marketing move for sell cigars. So if it happens, you've heard it here first on the Cigar Loons podcast. If not, I'm an idiot.
There you go.
So, of
I'll be in there
course,
with you. Sound like a good idea.
more cigar news that's come out. Padron, of course, Padron of all companies, has made a big announcement that it's going to be shipping the PB99, and it's a line extension to the sub-brand that is better known as Padron Black. The cigars that are online are powerful, stronger than other Padrons, and of course, the PB99 will come in a Maduro. In natural versions, it's going to be measuring 6 3/4 inches long with a 60 ring gauge. Of course, hand rolled in Nicaragua using Nicaraguan tobaccos. And they've said it's coming in a 10-count box, and roughly it's going to be $44 a cigar. That is, well, Matthew just said it. It's a thumbs down for me.
Really?
I ain't paying that kind of money for a Padron. Don't get me wrong.
They want to send me one, I'll absolutely smoke it.
Yeah.
I like Padron. I smoke Padron.
Absolutely.
But to me, it's that price point like we've always said.
Mm-hmm.
And this is, of course, what they've stated on Cigar News and the price point. It's nothing that we're talking about. It's just news. And to me, we've said it before. When you've got $750 cigars, you've got $77 cigars. When you look at the price point for what we can get cigars from different places, you're not going to pay that for that kind of cigar. And it's like the 50th that I got given. That to me was still too much. The 60th was still too much. Am I going to smoke that cigar every day? Fuck no, because I can't afford it, for one. So my question to this, Grump, you going to buy a Padron BB99? You going to buy one?
Are elephants gonna be flying anytime soon?
I hope not.
If they, well,
not at $44 a pop. No.
Well, they've made dire wolves. What's
putting
wings on a pig?
Yeah, but still, even I got lines I won't cross, and I'm crazy. So, no.
Yeah.
I cannot see putting $44 on the counter and then striking a lighter to it. I can't see it.
No, yeah. That's actually kind of where I'm at too. Like, so, like, I was looking at, what is it, the new just released Opus X is like $119.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that's one that, like, you know, being somebody who loves cigars and hearing about them all the time, I have a pretty deep urge to get my hands on one, but I also live in the real fucking world where I can't spend, over
Yeah.
$20 for a cigar. It's just not going to happen.
And don't do that very often.
No, like, I mean, this cigar was, I think, close to 16, right around $16. And that's like, that was honestly because I was in a new shop and this was the only cigar they had that I was like willing to smoke. So I felt bad, so I bought it.
Yeah, but the thing is, what you've done there, and I know, of course, that's the price that the shop had. You've supported the mom and pop shop. Basically,
Yeah.
you've brought a cigar
Well,
to
that's,
support them.
yeah.
And this is the thing, like what most of us do if we're in somewhere, and yeah, we see a cigar, say for instance that, or the League Lines or whatever, and say, yeah, okay, it's $20, maybe $30. We know, of course, that shop's got to try and make the money. So what we're going to do, we're going to support the shop and buy the cigar. We are, because we're in there. We might smoke it there, of course, and but to me, yeah, I wouldn't. Kate, would you buy the new Padron cigar at $44?
No, I mean I've smoked a few of them, and for me, and I think this kind of goes the theme with our whole podcast, our group. For the last 2 years, we're the everyday cigar smoker. We're representing the guy that smokes a cigar every day that can afford one in that price range. And there are so many cigars out there that we haven't even smoked
Right.
that are, are you going to put it up against a Padron? I don't know, but I'm perfectly happy smoking a wonderful cigar at $9 or $10, and there's so many of them out there. And I think that's, what we've prided ourselves on, in this whole 2 years we've been reviewing cigars and talking about cigars. That's what we smoke. None of us have disposable income like that. And I think that goes more along with the everyday cigar smoker out there that's smoking with us. On occasion, yeah, maybe people pick those up and afford them on a special occasion. But to me, it's like every time I've done something like that, I smoke it and I'm like, well, I start second guessing myself. Was it really worth it? Did I really enjoy it that much more? And 9 times out of 10, the answer is no. So that's where I stand on it.
I know what you're saying. I've been the same, and I was the same when I had that Opus, and I was like, for the price went out, I was like, okay, first Opus, smoked it, and I was like, whoa, was this really the price that I paid for it and what I got from it? And this is the thing when we say different cigar companies that we smoked, when we're looking at the $10 to $15 cigars, we're looking at maybe $20 to $25. We ain't going anywhere higher than that. We're not getting into the 30, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
We're around, excuse me, from anywhere from the $5 bins, where you can get good cigars in the $5 bins, going up to the $25. That's where we're starting on our wide range of cigars. And there's a lot of great cigars in there when you look. But of course, Cohista have just announced as well there's this coming. Of course, Oktoberfest returning for 2025. So Cohista have made, of course, the cigars for October, and it was shown at PCA in New Orleans, and they're going to be scheduled to be shipped in August. And basically, they're made in the Dominican Republic, and it's been blended to pair with German beer ever since the brand's debut in 2011. And when it was first released, Oktoberfest was or Dominican, with some limited editions made in the Nicaraguan tobacco as well. But the core blend changed in 2021, and now this cigar consists of a dark San Andreas wrapper, Dominican binders, and Dominican fillers. And of course, price range varies from going from $12 going down to $10.50, and you're looking at maybe $12.60 on some of them. Come in 10 count boxes, but only 500 cigars are being made, and it's a limited run. So, of course, I know we all enjoy beer. Grumpy, of course, you enjoy a good stout. I know
Yep.
I'm enjoying a good beer tonight. Would you go and get yourself an Oktoberfest cigar and try it with your stout, or try it with your beer, or try it with your whiskey? Would you go and get one, Grump? Would you get an Oktoberfest cigar?
At $10, I would probably give one a try anyway. I mean, give it a chance at $10. I mean, I've thrown more away on less, so I mean, you know, it's not like I'm gonna pay $40 and take a shot in the dark. So $10, hey, okay, I'll try one.
What about you? Would you get Oktoberfest?
You say Kurt or Matthew?
Matthew, would you get an
Okay.
Oktoberfest?
Yeah. I'm probably gonna actively look for one to see if I can find one. That sounds like
Cool.
something I would enjoy. I like a good German beer. Yeah. I will hunt for one for sure. Maybe two, just to make sure whether I really like it or really don't like it.
I hope you did say hunt, not the other word. You did say
The other
hunt,
word.
didn't you?
Yeah,
Hunt,
HUNT.
yes. Hunt. Not see
Okay.
you next Tuesday.
I was just making sure you didn't say that one, but yeah. Kate, would you get?
If I ran across, I may pick it up. I'm not a beer drinker, never have been. Don't enjoy it. I don't like the taste of beer. It's just me. So it's not something that I'm gonna be actively searching for.
One word. Pussy.
No. I just
Pussy.
I'm more like the sweeter cocktail, and I'm enjoying this Penelope weeded
There you
bourbon
go.
that Matthew sent me. I've been sipping on that this evening, and it's very enjoyable. And it's got the different flavors. It's a little bit sweeter. It's very nice, and I'm drinking it, on the rocks here, and it's nice. But as far as beer, it just doesn't hit me.
No, it's each to their own, isn't it? And this is the thing. I know, of course, I'm only messing with you. But it is each to their own. The thing is, if you don't enjoy beer, you're not going to get a cigar to try with a beer. Of course, Tatawa here, you've also said there's basically they're going to be coming out with 2 new wrappers on their cigars. So, of course, it was released at PCA, and we're going to have a San Andreas wrapper, and then, of course, we're going to have a Corojo edition. And, of course, Nicaraguan wrapper grown by the Garcia family at My Father's Cigars and Johnson's longtime cigar making partner. But both of the cigars, of course, are going to be a 5 5/8, 46 ring gauge, and they're going to be in count boxes of 21. And of course, the cigars are made at My Father's. And we're looking for the Corojo and also, of course, well, San Andreas wrapper. So the San Andreas wrapper with the Corojo edition, of course. And then we're going to have here also, sorry, makes the 4th. Yeah, so that's right. What I was saying. Yeah, it's going to be ranging anywhere from about $9.50 a cigar in the States. And to be honest with you, you can't moan at Tatuaje. You know something I enjoy? the San Andreas. I don't mind Corojo. And
I love Corona.
yeah, so that's another bit of news, of course, that's going out with Tatawahe. And then, something recently, even Alec Bradley. So Alec Bradley's going to be coming out with a new cigar as well. And that's called Do Not Disturbed. And I'm looking forward to that one if it comes out of the UK, because I do like Alec Bradley. I do enjoy him. Of course, General Cigars brought him, and General Cigars is coming out with a lot of great cigars, or should we say Scandinavian Tobacco Company. And we're seeing a lot of great brands coming out from there. But that's the roughest on cigar news. But I just want to get your takes on something as well. And the list that's come out today, and it's 15 Cigar Buster cigars. So, of course, the first one is the La Roma de Cuba Robusto at a 94 point. Then, of course, we've got the Arturo Fuente Spanish Longsdale Maduro, which I do like that cigar, of course. We've got the Arturo Fuente, of course, Hemingway short story. We've got the Charter Oak CT Habano Longsdale. We've also got the Don Diego Corona. We've got La Roma de Cuba Corona. We've got Boulevard, of course, the Confederate Petit Corona. We've also got one of my favorite companies, Bua Ventura, with the Natural 60. Then, of course, we've got La Roma, and it is the Caldoris Nicaraguan Robusto. Then we've got LFD, of course, with the Cameroonian Cabernet, number 3. And then a great cigar what I've smoked. And I tell you one thing, guys, I keep saying, might be one for you to try. The La Glera Imperial Jade Perfecto. And then, of course, the Oliva Connecticut Reserve Petit Corona. Then, of course, we've got the Oliva Series O, number 4. Then Arturo Fuente, the Chateau Fuente. And then Bua Ventura, of course, and it's Connecticut 50. Now, these are cigars that you can get for under $15. Do you reckon there's that list? They'd be cigars that you would buy for under 15 on that? Okay.
Well, okay, never mind, Kurt.
Go on, Matthew. Go on, Matthew.
I mean, like, there's a handful in there that I've definitely bought and will buy again.
Yeah.
Particularly, Arturo Fuente, Chateau Fuente. I love that cigar.
Mm-hmm.
The Hemingway short story is also fantastic. Those are short, those are small cigars. Those are, cigars I buy for when I want to have a quick smoke, but also be a little nicer. But I mean, I can think of probably 10 that aren't on that list that should be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Christoph, yeah.
Christoph, just about anything. Christoph, AJ, Last Call, Caldwell. Yeah, I mean, there's so many. So it's hard to take that list super seriously because a lot of those are barely under 15 and like just catering to the premium cigar smoker. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, we know where they aim to, and this is the thing. It's like when we've done bits and bobs and we've talked about cigars where we put them. We've all got our own list of where we would say, well, can you name me some cigars? Well, yeah. What's your price point? And that's what we do in Discord when we're talking and stuff, and we come up with something. I think, if anything, that list, it's not a bad list, don't get me wrong.
No.
But Kate, what do you reckon on that list?
I don't think it's a bad list. I think there's a few on there that I've smoked that, I smoke every once in a while. I'm not Arturo Fuente. I'll smoke occasionally. I'll smoke, a few of those, but I go back to these smaller boutique brands. There's just so many out there that just
Oh, yeah.
are attractive to me that I want to experience. And then when I find something that I like, eventually it's going to come back in my rotation again. Some of the bigger companies like the if you talk about CAO, that CAO session, I absolutely love that cigar, and that one's going to be in my rotation because I really enjoy it. And there's just ones that hit and there's only you can only smoke so many cigars in a day. So I've got my favorites that I go to, and again, there are a lot of them that you guys have turned me on to that I probably wouldn't have smoked if it hadn't been a recommendation that that I like. This is my first Guardian of the Farm here, and I absolutely love this cigar. I bought a smaller size, so I wanted to try that smaller 44 ring gauge, and this is just absolutely wonderful.
Yeah. What about you, Grump? What did you reckon of that list?
I would have to fall in there with everybody else. I mean, it's a good list. Nothing wrong with it. And there's been several on there that I've had. I mean, I love the Bolivar, Buenaventura.
Yep.
I love both of those. But if I'm going to enjoy things like that, that $15 price range, whatever, those are things that I have to diligently shop, look around. You can catch them, 5-pack deals, flash sales, things of that nature. Sometimes you can catch some really good cigars that are in that $15 range, in a 5-pack that's very affordable, that brings that price way down. That now Fuente, I haven't never had a chance to try an Opus X of any variety. May never, but I've always liked the 858 and the curly heads, and I prefer either one of those at Candela more than anything else, and that's just my taste for Fuente. But if you shop
Really?
around, you can get
Put it
these
this
good
way.
cigars. Excuse me.
Mhm.
Yep. If
I
we
think
go-
that also.
if we go up to Reball,
Yeah, I think if you just look at that cigar that we smoked last week, the Circle of Life,
Mm-hmm.
that's in that $15-$16 range, and I'd rather smoke that any day than probably any one of those on that list because that was an absolute phenomenal cigar. And there are a lot of cigars out there in that price range that I would probably would gravitate more toward. Not that it's a bad list, but
Right.
that's where I'm at.
Right.
yeah, but like I say, if we go to Reball, of course, and go to the Fuente Lounge, of course, we can go and have an Opus. We can smoke an Opus and different things. But I know, of course, Kate, you brought up this we haven't got a jacked up lyric for tonight. Sorry, my brother, to tell you, but we have. I got
Oh,
one.
Boy.
Oh well, I knew you were doing something over
So,
there.
of course, I used to be a bit of a player years ago with the ladies. So
You broke up there a little bit. What was that?
it's a great song for. So I used to be a bit of a player years ago with the ladies. So I
No.
found us a great song tonight, and of course,
oh boy.
yeah,
Say it ain't so.
it's called Just Jiggle. I ain't got nobody. Lou. So yeah, so this is me song for tonight on the jacked up lyrics. Are you guys?
Okay,
Is it
hold
him or
on,
is it
hold
me
on,
or
hold
is
on.
it everybody?
No,
Time.
it's all him. You're breaking up real bad all of a sudden. Apparently, the internet does not want you to share this song.
I think it's the song. Was it "I'm Just a Gigolo"? Is that the one? Oh,
He went away.
he
Look,
left.
that you made him cry and he left. Darn.
He's coming back.
Oh, goodness. Here he
He's
comes.
going to reboot so we can hear these lyrics very clearly.
Yeah.
Good.
That boy, I'm telling you.
He just had to slip his gigolo days in there somewhere. I knew.
Oh,
he was
yeah.
gonna-
Hey,
Yeah. Yep, just had to slip it in there.
Death and taxes, and Gaz is going to talk about being a gigolo.
All the women of Stoke-on-Trent, their knees are getting ready to get weak.
They're watching
Oh,
with
yeah.
bated breath. Will he out me? Will he talk about me?
I'm just
What? Your hamster?
Didn't,
What?
didn't help, man.
I'm people pay for
We're not getting any of that, brother.
man.
Yeah, we ain't getting nothing of what you're saying.
Man, we ain't found shit.
Can you hear me?
No.
That what it sounds like on my end. Just saying.
It's like you're speaking dolphin.
Yeah. I'm trying to talk to Flipper or something, you know? I mean,
Dolphins are the only other mammal that mate for pleasure. I'm just saying.
We're not fucking with you. We really can't hear you.
no, we're serious, man. We're serious. It absolutely stinks from over there tonight. Absolutely. We ain't lying to you.
It just started. You were fine before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Had little patches, but nothing like now. I mean, now it's like, no, beep, beep, not you, baby.
Give us a test. 1, 2. You're still
Yeah.
muted, by the way.
Talk to us.
No.
Talk a minute.
Maybe.
Talk for a minute. Talk for a minute. Say more than hello.
Speak.
He obviously deaf too.
Technical motherfucking difficulties. Well, it's a good thing we don't have a guest
Can you hear
tonight.
me? Oh,
We can hear you say, "Can you hear me?" But then we didn't hear the now.
Yeah. He's on the other side of the curvature of the ball. That's why we can't hit him with the signal.
so can you hear me? No. Can you hear me? Yep.
You're in and out so bad, brother. We're getting about one word out of every 10.
You sound
It's not our fault.
Like a young adolescent dolphin with a mating call.
I think we're making him mad. I don't want to make him mad.
No. It ain't us making him mad. It's his internet. I take no responsibility
It's
because you know I'm
piss a Brit
crazy.
off night.
This adds to our character.
Yeah, character.
That's it. It grows character.
Give it a kiss. Maybe it needs some loving.
Yeah, show it some love. Don't be mean to it.
Really, you talking about that fella to start the show off being mean? Now here you are being ugly to your computer.
Now you're frozen.
Yeah. Now you're
All
stuck.
right. So there was this one time I heard a song. And it had some lyrics that were questionable.
Yeah.
I don't know what song it was though, because I couldn't hear him.
Yeah.
He's frozen with that scowl ass look on his face though.
Yeah. So he was sour.
Angry. He's an angry elf.
I'm telling you, he's the angry elf for sure.
Now he's back. He's back.
Need his little elf ears. I'm telling you, they'd be redder than I'll get out.
Can you hear me now?
I heard that. Can you hear me now? But it was sketchy. It ain't like you talk long enough to really give us a chance. There he goes.
So-
That's again.
All right.
Anyway, guys.
While Gaz works out his issues, how about
Yes.
I don't know. This is a good cigar. Really good. Very much enjoying
Oh,
it.
I'm enjoying mine. Yes. Very
Drinking
much.
some basic ass Irish whiskey with it. That's also nice. Little Bushmills Red Bush.
Yeah, Matthew, if you want to tease the blind tasting that we've got coming up.
Yeah. Tell the folks about that.
Have we decided what cigar we're smoking?
I think he wanted to do the Christoph 20th anniversary with that.
Did you guys get one?
I have one.
I've got to find one. When is it?
End of May, I thought.
Yeah,
Like in the next couple
29th or
weeks.
something like that, ain't it?
Yeah. Yeah, but I got a nice bourbon lined up. It's 90 proof. It is a very nice, sweet bourbon, different than the one he's drinking tonight, but similar. I sent those to Kurt because I figured he should have something to compare it to.
Yeah,
so I gave him another weeded bourbon.
When I hold the two bottles up, the blind one is a little bit darker. I can tell that. I haven't tasted it. I've smelled it, but I haven't tasted it. Yeah, I'm
there's something very specific about that bourbon. That, and then we're gonna smoke the Christoph 20th, and I've had one of those recently, and it was very nice. And I've got some more. So we're lined up.
Oh, I'm low. Can you hear me now?
Kind of, but it's still a little choppy.
Right. Well, we're coming up to the end of the show, so basically, catch you next week. Thanks for watching. Peace out. Much love. Because I ain't fucking anyone. I'm getting bad.
Well,
all right, that's fine, brother. We were just talking.
In realms of smoke and stories spun, a podcast rises, second to none. From internet's depths, a crew takes flight. The Cigar Loons burning ever so bright, with microphones poised and lighters ablaze. They delve into topics in hazy, straight ways. Oh, the Cigar Loons are gathering grand, with Kurt, Grumpy, Matthew, and Gaz at command. From laughter and banter to serious thought, a cloud of opinions uniquely caught. They puff and they ponder, they rant and they rave. The Cigar Loons podcast, a smoky enclave. Kurt, the conductor with wit sharp and keen, guiding the chaos of vibrant scene. Grumpy, the sage with a cynical sigh, dispensing wisdom as smoke drifts on by. Matthew, the scholar with knowledge untold, his insights and theories brave and bold. And Gaz, the wild card with tales to impart, a spark of the random right from the start. Oh, the Cigar Loons are gathering grand, with Kurt, Grumpy, Matthew, and Gaz at command. From laughter and banter to serious thought, a cloud of opinions uniquely caught. They pop and they ponder, they rant and they rave. The Cigar Loons podcast, a smoky enclave. From obscure reviews to cultural debates, they navigate topics through smoky estates. With listeners gathered from near and from far, they share their perspectives like shining stars. The aroma of tobacco, a comforting blend, as stories unfold without any end. Oh, the Cigar Loons are gathering grand, with Kurt, Grumpy, Matthew, and Gaz at command. From laughter and banter to serious thought, a cloud of opinions uniquely caught. They puff and they ponder, they rant and they rave. The Cigar Loons podcast, a smoky enclave.